everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a tutorial of the look you see right here using the new Urban Decay Vice 4 palette. Here it is right here in all of its beauty with my fingerprints on it. Let's get right to the tutorial. So for my face, I use the Stila One Step Correct as my primer and the Marc Jacobs Remarkable foundation. My brows are filled in with the Brow Wiz in Caramel. So I've already primed my eyes with Urban Decay's Eden Primer Potion. And then as always, I am taking my Scott Barnes concealer brush with a little bit of concealer, and I have carved out underneath my brow just to kind of clean up the shape, give it a nice defined look. And then also now I can see those little teeny baby hairs that I missed with tweezing. So I'm gonna tweeze those and be right back. So using the brush that came with the palette and this shade framed right here, I'm going to go into my crease lightly in a windshield wiper motion. This shade is really, really light, so it's not giving a lot of color. It's just a very, very soft transition. It's a great transition color for someone who's fair because it just has a nice hint of color. I'm not sure how well this would show up on anybody with even like a medium skin tone or darker, of course. So now with a MAC 222, I believe this is, it's just a narrow crease brush, and using the shade Bitter, which is a kind of reddish brown. That is going into the crease to deepen it up, focusing on the outer corner, and I'm making little circles blending towards the inner corner. And don't worry if it gets too far down here, because as usual, we're going to clean that up after. Next up is the Bdellium Tools 773. Going into the shade Flame, and I will be applying that all over my lid. Using a Sigma Blending E25 and the plummy shade called Underhand. I'm going to apply this shade right to the outer V of my eye. I'm blending it kind of outward. Again, don't worry if it gets down over here. We're going to clean it up. You can use tape or some sort of edge. I want this to be softer and more rounded, so that's why I'm not using that today. Now I'm taking this little Bobbi Brown brush. You've seen me use it a ton of times. It's just a tiny synthetic brush. I'm going in with this gold shade from Natasha Denona, but you can use any gold shade you have, anything that's gold. And that's just going to go right in the center of the lid. So one thing that's missing from this palette would be a nice gold, like true yellow gold. So going back in with that MAC brush, that crease brush with no new product, I'm just blending that out. It's got some sparkle up there. Next up is going to be a pretty dramatic winged liner. I'm going to use my Inglot gel number 77, and this is a Bdellium Tools 762. So now taking a Q-tip, we're getting rid of any, well, glitter fallout over here. And just cleaning up the corners. So we had a nice crisp liner and shadow. Now I remembered why I rarely use this Inglot gel liner. It's just because it's so messy for me. For some reason I just have a hard time using it. So that's why I usually stick with my liquid. So next up is some concealer, my NARS concealer. This is the shade Vanilla. And I'm taking my Monica Dar C2 powder and just setting under my eyes. For under the brow, I'm using the shade Bones, and the other end of the brush, that came in the palette. Using the shade Delete, and with my NARS number 12 brush, I'm going to do a little bit more defining of the outer V. Blending it into the outer crease and up and out. Using the new Urban Decay 24/7 Waterline pencil in Legend, I'm going to line my waterline. Now this is supposed to stay all day. It even says on their on the little display, it says that it's legit waterline liner, like it's going to actually stay in your waterline. So this is new to me, just got it yesterday, so I will keep you updated. So now with this tiny little brush, I'm going to go back into those shades Bitter, which was that red brown, and then Delete, which is a dark brown, and do my lower lash lines. Now I'm taking that Sigma E25 and I'm going back into that first light color that we used that barely had anything to it, and I'm just diffusing the tops of this look. So you all know what it's time for now. Curling, mascara, lashes. So the lashes I used are from House of Lashes. They are the Iconic, which there are so many similar styles out there now. You don't have to get the House of Lashes. Shot Violet Voss has some that are very similar, and Socialized Lash also has some that are similar, and this is just a style that I really like, especially for a hooded eye, because it just really elongates and lifts. So I'm going to warm up my face with MAC's Give Me Sun and a Bobbi Brown face blender brush. I'm not really contouring, I'm just giving myself a little bronzy color. I'm going to take a little bit of my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow to contour my nose just a bit. So for my blush, I used Tarte's Exposed, and the reason why I use this particular blush is because it's just kind of a nice neutral. It doesn't have a lot of pink because the focus is really on the lips and the eyes here. You don't want it to be on lips, eyes, and cheeks. So just a little bit of this Exposed for a little hint of flush on the cheeks. Highlight, I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills So Hollywood, just using my finger and focusing on just the tops of my cheekbones. So for my lips, I'm using NYX Liquid Suede. These are new and the color is Vintage. And I was going to apply this for you on camera. However, it is such a nice long wear that I had trouble getting it off to reapply. I wanted to put it on just to see if I liked it with the look before I went to do it on camera. And then I went to go take it off and I was making a big mess. So I thought, nope, I'm just gonna leave it on and just tell you what I used. So again, it's a NYX Liquid Suede in Vintage, and the Ulta that I was at sold out of this color like really, really quickly. I was there working the day that they launched, and by the end of my shift, lots of the shades were already gone. And the lip liner I chose because it's the only one I had that went with it. I don't usually like to show such expensive products, but this is a Chanel Precision Lip Definer in Cardamone, but I also felt like a similar one, because I'm trying to find one that was like a little less expensive than this. Morning Coffee from MAC also looked like it would go with this as well. So this is it. This is the final look using the new Vice 4 palette from Urban Decay. I absolutely love this palette and the colors in it. If you'd like to see my full review, I did post it yesterday and I will link it down below. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please, please, please subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram at Risa Does Makeup and also on Snapchat at Risa Does Makeup. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.